Okay, so I figured I might as well do this and we'll try this out. So I got mouse here, which is really small, but hopefully you can see it. So I don't want to I don't like showing my face. So I instead of using webcam, I tried why not just make a slideshow. So I tried LibreOffice Impress, and so we're gonna try something new. And what is that? Well, it's not necessarily, I guess, new in that and so I don't have to do much editing. I'm just gonna have this slideshow that I'm gonna use to present. And the other thing I'm going to do with this slideshow is just talk about my plans. So, um, I don't know if I'd count this as a challenge, but I've been seeing updates of people doing like 50-hour updates for certain languages like Spanish or Chinese or whatever. But I figured that would be a good thing to do. So I figured I might as well go for 1,000 hours each, just like to end the series, because I'm curious to see what will happen after 1,000 hours, if I'll be noticeably improved or not. So yeah, I'm just doing this introduction video for both because I figured since I'm at 0 hours, it's going to be easier to just do it like this instead of making one video for Hungarian and separate one for Japanese. But okay, so here's my quick rundown. I don't know how long this video is going to be either, but we'll see. So I'll start trying to track hours next week. The reason why I'm not going to do it, well, I say next week. It's Thursday today, so I'm maybe like a week from now is better thing to say the next week because I'm going to be busy doing some of the things the next week or so. So I didn't want to start tracking until I actually had some time on my own to start doing that. I may study a bit, but I'm not going to actually like figure out how many hours I'm doing until then. Just to make things a bit easier on me for this next week. So how I'm going to track it, I'm not entirely sure. Like I tried using Excel spreadsheet, or I guess that's Excel. It was probably a Google whatever their app is called. But I haven't really kept up with this. So I don't know if I'm just going to restart that or if I'm going to do it over again or what. But we'll see. That's one of the things I'm going to have to figure out. So I'll do 50-hour update videos. So I'll do Hungarian and Japanese separately. The reason why I'm going to do them separately is because I'm assuming I'm not going to get 50-hour updates or intervals at the same time for them. So I instead of waiting till each are at 50, it could get complicated out of hand. So that's why I figure if I do them separately, I don't got to worry about matching up the Hungarian job because maybe sometimes I'll be more motivated for Japanese, other times I'll be more motivated for Hungarian. So the other thing I want to say about this is it's not entirely good to do the 50-hour updates as if assuming every hour is equal because obviously it's not exactly just well it's not just about the number of hours you put in, it's about what you do with those hours. So obviously if you use the hours more effectively, you're gonna have a lot more progress made than if you do those hours ineffectively. But yeah, so like I hear I said I'll aim to go for 1,000 hours. After that we shall see because 1,000 hours, that's 2,000 hours total for these, and that's a big commitment. So after that, we'll see. I don't even know if I'm going to, like, I'm hoping I can stick with it. Obviously, I don't know for sure. Like, who knows? I could die before I get to 1,000 hours. The whole economy collapse and I'll have to sell my computer or go homeless. Who knows? So I guess I need something, a goal to work towards though. So I have a purpose to live. But okay, so I'm really getting sidetracked here. So yeah, so 1,000 hours after that we shall see because for this, no specific time frame, so it depends on time and motivation. So yeah, it obviously depends on how much time I have and how much motivation I have. Hopefully, so time obviously I got a full-time job and other life commitments and stuff. Well, not that many other life commitments, but I got a full-time job and some social things I try to do from time to time. Motivation is a bigger thing. I gotta try to manage my time as efficiently as possible too. Like my goal, I was thinking was 2 hours per day per language, but that I don't know if that's realistic or not. It's kind of been realistic so far, but I sometimes I feel a bit burned out, or that's possibly partially because I'm probably not doing it correctly. In that I still got to figure out the proper technique and stuff, but yeah. So it started about a week from now. I don't know why I put that there and it here, so it's a bit redundant. Clearly, I didn't do so well with it. Thinking about this, the redundancy. Whoops. Oh well. It's not the end of the world, but Shows you how my mind is. I actually planned on making this video like over a week ago, but I kept procrastinating. That's my biggest problem is procrastination. I procrastinate way too much. But so my specific goals for each, it's not the same for them because of what my goals are for each of it. So my Japanese is focused primarily on passive knowledge. So reading and listening, with my output is secondary. So one thing I don't understand the ALG people who think that you can just get fluent or get really good by only doing passive stuff. So because I've very noticeably come across is that is that you're focusing on your output actually helps passive knowledge or input. If you practice reading, I mean, if you practice speaking and writing a lot, it actually helps your knowledge too because you have to learn and figure out how this sounds work because you got to learn how to pronounce them and you got to learn to put sentences together. And you also got to learn to write and collect your thoughts, and knowing how that works actually helps it passively too. Obviously, it goes hand in hand though, but because the more you can read and listen, like the better you get. That also presumably helps with speaking and writing, although obviously you still gotta practice those on their own. But so for Japanese though, I don't think I'm gonna go to Japan soon, and my main reason why I'm learning Japanese is for Japanese media, like video games primarily, and movies and other stuff. Video games primarily, so that's why I'm focusing mainly on passive. For Hungarian, my bigger focus is on active knowledge, like so speaking and writing, because for what I'm going to use it for, I'm going to actually have to interact with the language or prove I know a bit of the language. So that's why I have to focus on active knowledge for Hungarian, which means I'm going to have to somehow find a way to practice speaking it and writing it. That's not going to be easy, but I don't really have a choice if I want to improve it. But the main complications I'm noticing right now when I'm trying to read and write and stuff is my vocabulary is still pretty limited, and I still gotta get better at reinforcing the grammar. So I don't know if I'm just gonna do a bunch of grammar drills or what, but that's a bit. So for Japanese, yeah. So I still gotta probably do some output as secondary stuff, but the other thing is, I guess I'll go on to the next slide. So methods or aspects to practice. I don't know why I wrote aspects to practice. Aspects of the language I want to practice. So I actually had 9 when I was thinking about this at work a little bit. Actually, is this 9 right here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I couldn't remember what the 9th one I had was. Obviously, these are kind of all like yeah. So reading, obviously, this is probably like these top 4 are pretty simple. So reading, I gotta try to read more. I actually have the Bible in Japanese. I might try to see, because I've got a little time off. I'll see how much of that I can read. I don't think I'm going to be able to read the whole thing in a week, but one reason why I want to do that is even if I don't understand all of it, I want to try to get more comfortable just reading in Japanese and not being so intimidated. Because a lot of times, even though I can actually understand a lot, if I just actually try to read it, I still have a problem where my mind automatically sees Japanese and tries to shut down a bit, even though if I actually were to try to read, I can understand a lot of what I read. It's just I still have that like aversion to it. Like my mind's trying to tell me, oh, It's like if you see, maybe if I saw something in Arabic or say Armenian or whatever. I give an example in another language. I write in script I don't know. It's like my mind says, oh, you can't understand it, or you can't understand it, so it shuts off even trying to understand it. I got to get rid of that. Hungarian, because it used the Latin alphabet, it's not as big of a deal. Like my mind doesn't automatically try to shut off with that, but I still obviously still got to get much better at reading that. So listening, so I got to watch more TV video content. For Japanese, it's never ending. I could just watch Japanese stuff forever, I guess, if I really want to. But Hungarian's a lot harder to find content for. I actually am using a website right now, Mediatik, and I'm watching a cheesy show called Kisváros. I'm watching it. I still have a lot of trouble understanding what the hell is even going on in that show. But hey, it's something. It's better than just watching it. Like at least it's a surreal show and things are happening. It's more entertaining than some other stuff maybe to watch. So writing, my idea I guess is just get a journal to practice. I don't. Problem is, I tried to do this at work, but on my break stuff, the problem I had in this last week in particular, for example, well, not in this week in particular, but sometimes. It's just staying awake. Like it's not even. I never actually fall asleep at work, but it's like getting close to dozing off, and so it's like tired. It's so annoying that I get tired. So it's like I'm feeling I'm gonna go to sleep, and then when I actually try to fall asleep, I can't sleep. That's one of the most annoying things that it's like when I actually want to sleep, I can't sleep. When I don't want to sleep, I'm like dozing off. But we're trying to do a journal to actually start writing stuff because it makes me realize what my gaps are and stuff. The biggest problem with that is I don't really have anyone to. Well, I can't. I don't want to say I don't have anyone, but the one problem is I guess is getting people to correct me because I think writing helps, but if nobody's correcting it, I think that's an issue because it makes it so that it's hard to improve when you don't know what you're doing wrong or if you reinforce errors. So speaking, yeah, find people offline with whom to speak. I guess for Japanese, I said I could do that pretty easy. Hungarian, I guess there are a few people, but it's kind of hard. Like Hungarian obviously has a lot fewer speakers than Japanese. Let's say like what 15, 10 to 15 million compared to Japanese, which is what like 120 million. So obviously, there's a lot more people who can speak Japanese than people who can speak Hungarian. So yeah, so I definitely need to practice speaking though. And then these ones, I guess, I kind of linked to these, but I kind of put this up. So grammar, so review grammar topics and exercises. So I have Hungarian. I got to go through my Hungarian book again and just practice the grammar again, particularly the cases and the verb conjugation. I got to do a lot because I still am not very comfortable with the verbs and particular. So I got to keep drilling it over and over and over and over again. I know people don't like doing that nowadays, but hey, I have to do. I don't know why I'm down here, but I have to do that. So yeah, vocabulary. I also got to improve my vocabulary. My idea is using Anki. The thing is with Anki, I've never actually made my own decks properly. I just use pre-made decks, which I know that's not really recommended. It's probably not the best way to do it, but I got to start doing that, especially for Japanese. Well, not especially for Japanese, especially for Hungarian, because Hungarian doesn't have them made pre-made decks, and I really should start. I said I got to improve my Hungarian vocabulary. That's one of the biggest obstacles right now. It's hard to listen and read when you don't understand so many of the words. So pronunciation. So I gotta learn more about phonetics. Well, I actually was doing a bit of that the last few days. Oh my god, my nose is getting stuffed. I hate having allergies. Is it working? That was stupid. Okay, so I guess I'm just gonna have to cut that out. But my headphones turned off probably because I'm not actually listening to anything. But it's because I'm using this my headset microphone to talk, so I'm not listening to anything right now. But my computer doesn't like that. But okay, so I was learning about the IPA just because I'm trying to learn about the different sounds just to actually realize they exist, and then once you realize they exist, I'm gonna shout out because I don't like my pronunciation for a lot of languages. I feel like it's bad, and I gotta really make an effort with them. But for kanji, so practice writing kanji. Obviously, that's part of the writing. Make a journal practice, but I still feel like my writing is really sloppy. It's actually even in English or when I write in Latin alphabet, it's very sloppy too. So hopefully writing more actually makes my writing neater. But I gotta practice the kanji as well. The problem is with Japanese, I still write with Chinese stroke orders. I don't know if I'm ever gonna stop doing that because I don't see, I don't really see a reason to actually learn the. Well, I know I've learned some of the Japanese. Like kind of have an idea how they do it. Not for every character, but I do have an idea of the strokes and how they're a bit different. The reason why I don't want to get because I don't think it really matters unless like maybe they do a test where I have to show the stroke orders, but I don't know what's gonna be. So angles. I apologize, but my nose gets if I sound weird, but my nose is getting stuffed up for whatever reason right now. So my goal so for Japanese is a higher degree of influency. Hopefully pass N1 at the C1 level. So why I say here is because there's the N1 exam, and then if you reach a certain threshold, it gives you a C1 equivalent, which is it's obviously not C1 because it's multiple choice and it's that they're not actually tested your active knowledge. So I wouldn't call myself C1 at that, but that's the highest level you can reach on the N1. So that's my goal is to get past the N1 at the C1 level. I actually am thinking of taking the JLPT this year because it's in my city, so I don't have to go very far, and it might give me some motivation to go. But the problem is it's only a few months from now, so I could try doing the N1. I'm nowhere near the N1, so I might just do it just to get some motivation to try to study a ton, but I don't think I'm going to get it. Yeah, I want to be able to read difficult content in Japanese. So my goal is I want to be able to read stuff with high concept topics. So I would like with philosophical stuff which obviously it's a lot easier for me to do if I already understand the topics in English. It's a lot harder if I don't, but I want to be able to enjoy difficult content in Japanese. So Hungarian, so my focus is primarily on being conversational. So obviously fluency is ideal, but may not reach it. So my goal isn't necessarily to be as high as Japanese. And also it depends on circumstances and for my personal life. So depending on how things go in my personal life, it depends on whether or not I want to get how good I want to be. So the focus though is on being conversational, not necessarily be as high as Japanese. Whoops. So here's my possible sidetrack. So some of the things that uh, may hinder me. Oh my god, I hate that my nose is like this. But so obviously these are other languages that the other four main languages that I'm interested in studying. I actually studied other languages too. Would like to go back to them, but I don't have time. I don't even have time for the two languages I'm saying right now, or these. It's just not going to happen. But my mind always wants to, because I think the reason why is because if I like switching languages, go because it feels new and exciting again, and also the fact that if I get frustrated at the lack of progress in one language, I can just go to the other and I start maybe feeling like I'm making rapid progress again. So that's probably it. If I'm gonna self psychoanalyze, but so there's that. So one thing I do want to do with these though, even if I'm not putting that much effort into them, is to improve my pronunciation, because I'm not very happy with my pronunciation for a lot of languages. So I gotta do a lot more shadowing, a lot more actually improving my pronunciation, so I sound better in those languages. So even if my actual language maybe doesn't get that much better, that at least my pronunciation sounds better, and I won't ever be like my. I guess the goal is to sound native, but obviously I know I'm probably never gonna reach that level. So it's not like I'm good. It's not like I'm good. Expect that. It's just that I want to be sound much better than I do now. So possible trips. I may be going to a Spanish speaking country soon. So if that becomes concrete, I don't know. It's not a sure thing right now, but if it does become one, obviously I'm gonna have to start putting some Spanish because I'm gonna be, I think, the only person going who actually could speak Spanish. But I also want to ensure that French remains my strongest secondary language. It's really a foreign language, but French isn't a foreign language here because I live in Canada. So, but French, I always want French to be my strongest secondary language because, well, that's the first second language. It's the non-native language that I spend the most time with, and that I think, I don't know if I'd say means the most to me, but the one that like I want to be the best, because I guess because of the fact that if I get better at another language than French, it shows really how much I've slacked off with French, because how much time I put in, how long I've been learning it. So I guess I want to avoid having that. So yeah, so questions and recommendations. So here's my shameless plug to get engagement from people, telling them to comment on the video with questions or recommendations. So yeah, there's my shameless plug to tell you to comment on my video for the algorithms. But yeah, if you have anything you want to write, get anything, because I don't really. If you don't want to write anything, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, you don't even have to watch this video, which I presume most people are. But I just wanted to make this video, and I hope that it was a good way of doing it. I should put more pictures on there, I guess, but I might do that later on for my next slides. But I hope that was helpful and a good start. I guess I'll see you again in 2087 when I make the 50-hour update. No, hopefully sooner than that. But till next time.